From selling soap made from her bathwater, to modeling jeans so tight they broke the internet, Sydney Sweeney, Hollywood's golden girl, has turned every move into a viral moment. Some call her a marketing genius. Others say she's lost her mind. But behind the scandals, the red carpets, and the perfectly timed controversies, there's a story few really know. She was once just an unknown girl from a quiet Idaho town, now a global sensation. To understand how she got here, and why she made these bold, bizarre moves, we need to go back in time, to the very beginning of the story that made Sydney Sweeney Hollywood's Manic golden child. Sydney Bernice Sweeney was born in 1997 in Spokane, Washington, and grew up in the small lakeside town of Idaho's Panhandle. To convince her parents to let her give acting a try, she presented a 5-year business plan, detailing exactly how she was going to succeed. From acting classes to small auditions, even future business ventures.
So I put together a 5-year business plan presentation of what could happen if they let me.
Did you really?
I did.
I love this.
Yeah,
so
they took me seriously.
A PowerPoint?
A PowerPoint presentation.
Her parents let her audition after realizing how serious and passionate she was. While most kids were making slime, she was pitching showbiz like a CEO, and it worked. Her big break came in 2018 with Netflix's teen drama, Everything Sucks, where she played the rebellious Emmeline. Though the show was cancelled after one season, it put her on Hollywood's radar and opened the door to bigger, more high-profile roles.
This is why you'll never be a good actress, okay? Because you're so out of touch with your inner truth. You can't even have a genuine conversation. Honestly, I feel bad for you.
Well, you have a tiny
Next came roles in The Handmaid's Tale and HBO's Sharp Objects, but her career hit a new level with Euphoria, the hard-hitting teen drama. Euphoria was a breakout hit, becoming the second most watched HBO show. Sydney Sweeney played Cassie Howard, an emotionally starved teenager who craves love and validation to the point of self-destruction, often mistaking intimacy with love and self-worth. Sydney earned widespread praise and a devoted fanbase, with fans praising her raw emotional performance. Articles were written about both her character and her stellar acting. However, it didn't stop there. Sweeney absolutely dominated social media, with fans making Cassie Howard makeup tutorials and TikTok edits showcasing her character. However, fame is a double-edged sword. Sydney found herself sexualized, her image objectified by fans and media alike. Harsh critics wrote, quote, "She's not pretty, she can't act. Why is she so hot?" Nonetheless, she was still nominated for an Emmy, and she fired back. Sydney talked about the double standards on nudity. Quote, "These scenes aren't for shock, they're for truth." And just when the industry tried to box her in, she broke out again.
Hi!
In 2021, Sydney starred in The White Lotus, a dark comedy series that earned critical praise and another Emmy nomination for her. The role showcased her versatility, proving she could captivate audiences beyond the intensity of Euphoria. Another chapter, another nomination. Sydney wasn't just surviving the spotlight, she was owning it. But the pressure was building. With 2 extremely successful projects and 2 Emmy nominations under her belt, Sydney Sweeney's career was on track for superstardom. However, as she grew, every outfit critiqued, every interview dissected, every role questioned. She would soon realize, fame isn't a finish line, but a fight ring.
He's saying, like, if this was anywhere outside of America and Eastern Europe and Russia, she'd be a 6.
Despite her fame, Sydney Sweeney is often labeled overrated. Many say viewers tune into her movies and TV shows primarily because of her looks, particularly her breasts, questioning whether her talent and skills truly matches the spotlight and success she's achieved. The sexualization hasn't stopped either. Sydney has spoken openly in the media about the double standards and stigma actresses face when performing nude scenes. However, compared to what came next, this seemed almost trivial. On August 27, 2022, Sydney posted a video celebrating her mother's birthday,
featuring an unidentified man wearing a shirt featuring an American flag with a thin blue line, the symbol of the pro-police Blue Lives Matter counter-movement created in response to the Black Lives Matter movement.
The man in the photo, presumably her father, wore a Blue Lives Matter shirt, a clear political statement. The Blue Lives Matter flag is often seen as counteractive to BLM, and fans were far from thrilled. Sydney quickly responded, typing, "You guys, this is wild." An innocent celebration for Lemon's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which was not the intention. Her response felt more like damage control than a genuine apology, and people were furious. Fans accused her of downplaying the situation, claiming she included the shirt intentionally. Many believe she wanted to make a political statement but underestimated how much it would blow up, and now she's trying to play it off as no big deal or an accident. This was her first major controversy, and she was barely wavered. She seemed very good at handling controversies, especially on the emotional side. Many celebrities would have crumbled under pressure in situations like this. However, Sydney Sweeney did not seem bothered. Instead of addressing the controversy further, issuing an apology, or even retreating from the spotlight, she swung back. Back in 2020, Sydney Sweeney launched 50/50 Films, her very own production company. Fast forward to 2023, the company co-produced Anyone But You, followed by Immaculate in 2024, and the highly anticipated Christy. Starting off with Anyone But You, this film quickly became one of the most successful romantic comedies in the last decade. Made on a modest budget of just $25 million, it defied expectations by grossing an astonishing $220 million at the box office worldwide. Audiences and critics alike praised the movie for its fresh take on love and relatable characters. Its success not only boosted 50/50 Films' reputation, but also cemented Sydney Sweeney's influence behind the camera as a producer committed to quality storytelling.
Okay, it's your time.
Wow.
This is just so romantic.
Like any successful romance movies, there must be chemistry between the male and female lead. Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell definitely got it. In fact, their chemistry is so good that fans are suspecting more is going on behind the screens, which can be seen evidently in the wide interview.
Is Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell related?
I really hope not.
No.
I don't think so.
I haven't done the 23andMe.
Should we?
No, they just got hacked. It's not the time to do 23andMe. There are better uses of your spit for... Let's do the next one. Is Sydney Sweeney coming back to Euphoria?
Sydney's reaction to Glenn's jokes made fans believe she has a crush on him with comments such as, "If these two are not together, then they both deserve Oscars." And Sydney literally laughed at everything Glenn said, with many more comments remarking their affection towards each other. However, during the time the interview was made, Sydney Sweeney was engaged, but that all changed in early 2025, where she broke off the engagement and Glenn is single. A relationship between the two could definitely surface, but there isn't any update on that so far. The good news is both Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell have expressed strong interest in making a sequel, although there is no confirmation yet. After the rom-com blockbuster, Sweeney worked on a few more projects. Immaculate was another film produced by 50/50 and was a success for an indie film. With only a $9 million budget, it made almost quadruple. Next, she took part in a Marvel movie, which horribly flopped, considered to be the worst Marvel movie ever. However, Sweeney still gave a respectable performance and was the standout of the movie. In 2025, Echo Valley, a drama thriller film starring Sydney, was released. Although the film received mixed reviews, it showcased her versatility in the thriller genre. Last but not least, Christy. This film will be her most exciting project to date. Sydney Sweeney was set to play Christy Martin, a boxing champion. However, before she can step into the ring, she needed a change, an enormous transformation.
It was quite a transformation. Yeah. I think that Christy Martin will forever be one of the most special projects that I've ever done. I got to train. I trained for like 2.5, 3 months before I started filming, and I had boxing training and weight training multiple times a day for hours a day, and I had a nutritionist that would help me put on weight, so I put on like 30 to 35 pounds.
Martin. Does that even look like her? Holy crap! Different hair color, wearing just ratty clothing, got a headband. It's on the set of the movie, and then of course she posted images of herself, and she bulked up.
In the scenes clips show her flipping giant tires, lifting weights, punching bags, and flexing her toned biceps. Well,
With this role, Sydney wasn't playing another hot blonde girl with big breasts. Instead, she is taking on a role where she is hardly recognizable, and here is why it's so good for her career. In Hollywood, many actors are typecasted, which means they basically play the same role over and over again. Although this isn't inherently bad, it does limit the depth of the performer. For example, Kevin Hart always plays the funny, short, energetic, comedic guy, while Jonah Hill is mainly known for being the fat, dramatic, funny guy, and Sydney Sweeney is seen as the beautiful, attractive character. And if we look at her past roles, it isn't hard to see why. But with Christy Martin, she can really show off her skills beyond just her face. This movie gives her the chance to prove the doubters wrong, that she isn't just a pretty face. If this movie becomes a success, we will definitely see her in far more complex projects. But before this movie drops, Sydney will drop 2 of the craziest stunts Hollywood had seen.
Sydney Sweeney recently made soap with her own bathwater.
Sydney Sweeney is selling her bathwater.
You better have gotten like 9 figures on this deal. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, the star is teaming up with a soap brand to infuse what they're calling a touch of Sydney's bathtub drippings into bars of soap fans can buy.
May 29, 2025. Sydney Sweeney partnered with Dr. Squatched to launch bathwater soap. Sydney Sweeney wasn't some niche internet personality or OnlyFans model. She was one of Hollywood's most in-demand actresses, and the brand behind it, Dr. Squatch, a legitimate, mainstream men's soap company you might see in a Target and Walmart. The product sold out within seconds. People were reselling the soap for hundreds of dollars, and they were getting sales. But why is she doing this? Some may say for a quick cashback. However, in the long run, how does this stunt affect her reputation? But it gets so much worse. Just 2 months later, American Eagle Jeans launched an ad featuring Sydney Sweeney.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
The ad flashes phrases like, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and my genes are blue, before ending with genes are passed down. On the surface, it's a simple denim pun, but it also sounds like genes as in genetics. And when you pair that with Sydney's appearance, white, blonde, blue-eyed, the subtext got dark fast. Many online accused the ad of pushing racist or even fascist undertones, with some saying it flirted with the imagery of white supremacist ideology. Paired with what happened back in 2022, it wasn't looking so great. From Emmy-nominated performances to box office smashing rom-coms, Sydney Sweeney has cemented herself as one of Hollywood's biggest names. But she isn't here unscathed. From political scandals to eyebrow-raising ad campaigns, Sydney Sweeney has become Hollywood's favorite contradiction. Is she selling out, or just taking control? One thing's certain, Sydney Sweeney isn't just Hollywood's manic golden child, she's its most dangerous. If you made it to the end, please drop a like. And if you like my style of content, please subscribe and turn on the bell. I will be uploading very, very frequently. Thank you all so much. Peace.